Pain is our greatest teacher. I know you heard that before, but it's true. We grow the most in love and in heartbreak. We grow the most when we're suffering. Thing is, we don't want to suffer. That's just the root of our existence, right? We don't want to suffer. We want to live a comfortable life. We want to win in the material world. We want to stand out amongst our friends and family and, prove to them that we can thrive, not just survive, but really provide and be everything that we say that we want to be. The thing is, we grow the most when we're separate from everything that we desire. Because everything, for the most part, that we desire is due to our upbringing, it's due to our trauma, it's due to the experiences that we've gone through in our life. And that helps us remember who we are before the world told us who we are, right? So you have the subconscious mind, the conscious mind, and you have the ego. The subconscious mind is the plan for your life. It's who you are. The conscious mind is the awareness of yourself, of who you may think that you are. But the ego is all of the pain, is all of the trauma, is all of the fear, is, all of the pride that we take on, so that way we can feel good about ourselves when we are suffering or when we are feeling a separation from everything that we desired. And so when we suffer, we come to a place of inner stillness. This is where the ego starts shattering, starts breaking like glass. This protective glass, this armor that we put on is just armor, right? But sometimes we have to go through seasons of our life that completely shatters us and breaks us and rips us apart for us to look in the mirror and have a deeper realization. Wow, that was something I put on to protect myself, but it's not who I really am. And so suffering is very important when we're trying to align to our highest self, to our greater self, to our greater potential. It's important that we suffer because it's how we remember who we are, our strengths, our weaknesses, our purpose. It helps us gain greater compassion and kindness and empathy for the world around us, to be a greater teacher, healer, whatever it is, whatever your profession or whatever you feel like your calling is. Right now we're going through a world transformation. Everything in the world is changing very fast, and it's causing people to experience suffering, a lot of fear, a lot of anxiety, a lot of worry. But ironically, this is exactly what we need, because it's in chaos that the ground underneath us, we can feel it shake, and it reminds us that we are mortal beings, right? Our physical body is a mortal vessel. Sometimes when you can feel the ground shake underneath you and you are reminded that one day you're gonna die, it actually invokes more peace. It brings you to the present moment. It helps you focus more on the things that matter, like friends, family, experiences, and less of the things that you thought that matter that just served your ego. So in a way, the world is going through a spiritual awakening. It's going through a realization of, hey, we were caught up in the illusion of life, of the mask that we put on as a protective barrier. Suffering is, honestly, for me personally, the clients I've worked with, the lives I've helped transform, the people closest to me who I've seen suffer the most, I trust them the most. And the reason being is because they're it's like they've been crucified. They see past the illusions of life. They walk with more compassion, more understanding. They hold more light, versus those who have yet to suffer to that degree. they oftentimes still make excuses. They're still caught up in the illusion of tomorrow. Tomorrow never comes. But those who have suffered live in the present moment more than any other person. So I don't know where you guys are in your path or in your journey towards your next level, your next self. It's getting windy and these kids just keep running past me, trying to get my attention. But it's important that no matter what struggle you're going through, for you to realize, or for you to have an awareness like, hey, it may not make sense to you right now, but it's almost exactly what you need. It's exactly what you need to help you align to the next level. Because the next version of yourself is one that's more grounded. It's one that's more grateful. It's one that is more authentic. And there's nothing more that you want than to just be your most authentic self. Because when we know ourselves, we win in life. When you don't know yourself, you do everything for the validation and the approval of everyone else. You do everything and live for everyone else. So if you do everything and live for everyone else, how are you, or when will you ever experience fulfillment, true peace? So suffering is a prerequisite. It helps you gain understanding and wisdom and virtue. And that's when everything will be added unto you. You know? Truly. Everyone always asks me personally, you know, how do I continue? How do I keep going? And it's like, it makes me laugh because they don't know for how long I've truly suffered. Even in the times where they thought I had it all, or I amounted to some amazing financial success, they didn't see the suffering. They didn't see the loneliness. They didn't see the separation from, you know, external validation and pleasure and friends and family. But it's exactly what I needed for me to be liberated, for me to come into greater understanding of my purpose here on earth, and, you know, my mission, which is to help others, which is to lead others into their own mission, into their own salvation and greater level in life. And I wouldn't even have read all of the books that I read on the topics I speak about if I didn't get put in a corner, if I didn't feel like I needed to. So I don't know what you guys are going through, but ironically, when I look back at life, sometimes the events I had to go through, they put me in the exact corner I needed to be in order to prosper, in order to grow, in order to focus more, in order to have a stronger fire to keep going, and to have the capacity to even do the work that I do. So everything really happens for our greatest benefit, you know? It's just the ego, it's the false sense of self that will pollute our mind and make us feel or make us question ourselves as if we're wrong for going through these experiences, for losing our success, our housing, our money, our sense of comfort, right? What makes us feel good. But it's only when you lose everything is when you realize that you have everything. You have life. And if you have life, then you have a chance. If you have life, then you're rich, because there's someone that didn't wake up today, or there's someone that's about to transition today. You know, and I know you may have heard this, but it's only when you go through it, you personally go through the initiation, the purification of the soul towards a higher level of consciousness and understanding. It's only when you go through these tests is when you embody it, is when you can, is where words you no longer need to speak, because you radiate this great understanding and this wisdom that life is perfect. And that's what real Christ consciousness is. That's what greater levels of awareness, that's the point of life, is for us to be able to feel like we understand why everything unfolded the way it did, why life happens in the way that it does. Enlightenment. And I find that because I reached this inner state of like this wisdom, this understanding, I just enjoy everything much more. Like the old me, I found, I used to think I needed so much to be able to actually enjoy life. But it was only until I went through the seasons of my life that were my personal hell, I realized you really don't need anything to enjoy life. It really is an illusion. It's something that your mind just makes up. You think you need a car to be able to enjoy or drive and enjoy that moment. We think we need so much to actually have fun and be happy and content and feel successful or deserve to be loved, when in reality it's like, that's the great illusion, is that we are separate from love, we are separate from source, we are separate from the feeling, the connection, but we're never separate from it. Even if we try to separate ourselves from it, it's like it's always there, just waiting for us to knock on the door and to invite it into our lives. So I hope this video served you guys and helped you guys gain more awareness in your journey of wherever you are trying to get to your next level. Suffering is a part of the process. You won't enjoy the next level that you're going to if you don't suffer, because you need to experience the polarity in life. If you were just rich financially, you wouldn't even view yourself as rich, because you would be blind to what you have. So sometimes you have to go through a season where you lose everything for you to really become conscious and aware of what you once had, so you can enjoy it so much more. So I just want you guys to take that message away, that whatever is being removed from you right now is to prepare you for the next season of your life, so you can actually appreciate and enjoy it to where it makes you feel more whole. And when you can feel whole, like no one can take anything from you, that's when you're closest to your divine self. Love you guys. If you guys want to learn how to work with me, feel free to reach out to me on DM, comment the word help. And yeah, love you guys. I'm going to try to make videos more and more and more so we can all grow together and stay on our path. Peace.